Super awkward FUN-CHIVE. You're listening to the Super Awkward FUN-CHIVE. Yeah.
Welcome to the newest episode of the Super Awkward FUN-CHIVE with the awkward intro. This is Elle and Steven Robles coming at you from day 52 of the LA quarantine. We're all still here. How art thou?
I'm good. Lazy Sunday, you know how it goes.
Yeah, it's Lazy Sunday, it's Mother's Day. Every day is Mother's Day for me and my mother. She's like the only person I talk to on the phone, other than these things. Mostly because everybody else I just text.
What's your mom doing?
My mother, she had a hacking fit today. I was really worried about her because she didn't swallow correctly. But,
Oh no.
yeah, but I was like, please don't die today. Please don't take her coronavirus.
Well, she wouldn't die today. I mean, she would die in like a week.
No, she's retired. She just sits at home, does stuff like arts and crafts, Herbie
Well,
things.
she's not gonna, you know, she's not going out and be an asshole about things, and she's gonna be fine.
Oh no, and she lives with a bunch of rednecks, like in the boondocks, and a lot of them voted for Trump. So she tries to stay away from them as much as possible.
Yeah, she's gotta stay with them.
Yeah, those crowds. So, getting into it, a lot's happened in April and early May. A lot. Wow. So here we are. There's a new bill that was introduced in Congress. This is the latest news. Called the Trace Act. You may have heard of it. Have you heard of that?
Maybe. Go ahead and tell me about them.
Okay, so literally the name of the bill is HR 6666. Like that's the number. You can't make this shit up. And it's from Bobby Rush from Illinois, who's a Democrat. Not that that matters, ever. But it literally, it's COVID-19 testing, reaching, and contacting everyone. How fun. Act. So basically the summary is, this is really great. It's to authorize the Secretary of Health and Human Services to award grants to eligible entities to conduct diagnostic testing for COVID-19 and related activities such as contact tracing through mobile health units and, as necessary, at individuals' residences and for other purposes. Don't worry about those other purposes. Those will come in later. Just...
Yeah, I'd be curious about the other purpose.
I would be curious as well. It was introduced into Congress, into the House of Representatives on May 1st, starting out May with a bang. So this is the new thing is the contact tracing. You see, I mentioned the Clinton Foundation are back and talking about that. And then Bill Gates has mentioned it a few times and all of his people. And the governor of this great, wonderful state, California, mentions it. And it was like snuck into the roadmap that they say for reopening California, I guess, in one of the stages, stage 3 or stage 4. I'm not even sure. I don't even know how many fucking stages there are. But at one point, when they open up concert venues and sports arenas and shit, that's when they say, oh yeah, then we'll have contact tracing being a thing. But they already hired a bunch of contact tracers and shit, and they have applications available and stuff. And then there's going to be like the Google and Apple, those great companies, are going to help us with an app that will be totally private. Don't worry about it. So there's that. And then there's I told you about I think I don't know if I talked about this before on the podcast, but the Microsoft patent for the cryptocurrency that's based on body activity data, which some believe will be the microchip. So 666 is an interesting number to come up with. Publication number is WO/2020/666 060606. And it's a lot of jargon on the website. Human body activity associated with a task provided to a user may be used in a mining process of a cryptocurrency system. A server may provide a task to a device of a user which is communicatively coupled to the server. A sensor communicatively coupled to or comprised in the device of the user may sense body activity of the user. Body activity data may be generated based on the sensed body activity of the user. The cryptocurrency system communicatively coupled to the device of the user may verify if the body activity data satisfies one or more conditions set by the cryptocurrency system and award cryptocurrency to the user whose body activity data is verified. But anyway, that's just one of the weird things that's going on. And they applied for that on March 26th. Oh, the publication date was March 26th, 2020. And a lot of people think that's going to be related to, obviously, it's cryptocurrency, and that's going to be tied to your biometric data, basically, and decides whether you can buy this and that and the other. And everything's just going to be based on, have you gotten the vaccine or whatever the fuck they want to say. Then Microsoft is doing really well in the face of the COVID-19 pandemic. And Zoom is doing really great. I never even heard of Zoom before this thing. Have you heard of them before?
Cursorily, I mean, I have some teachers that were using it for some, off hours work or personal things. So, yeah, I was always around. I think it was because of the teachers that it didn't picking up, because they were using that, and they were using Google Classroom, and they were using some other Google Hangouts and things to do video chatting, so high volume video chatting with their students.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I think Zoom was already in place. That's why some of them became the thing of choice, because they were already using it. You know, it's free. If you don't, you can pay for it. But
Nothing's free.
If you want to use it,
Data.
you want to use it for, well, whatever. you're not overtly paying any money for it. Put it that way.
Yeah, not monetarily. I mean, it's free monetarily anyway. And then.
Well, I mean, your internet service costs money. Your time costs money. But,
yeah.
Advertising is always blockable and not required by law to click through. So, advertising is advertising. So, if that's something they want to make money, then that's fine with me.
And another winner is Netflix, because they're doing better than ever because everybody's at home. Not everybody, but a lot of people are at home.
I think they all. I think there's three major services. Well, I guess four. Netflix, Hulu.
Yeah, one of the shows that I watch from Thailand got affected immensely by the COVID-19. And a lot of people, dumbass people who watch the show, got upset about the characters not being in the show. It's like, shut the fuck up. You're lucky to get this much. Just be happy.
Yeah, I was just reading a story today, and I guess this show has been going on for like 30 some odd years in Japan. An animated show that's gone to reruns for the first time in like 30 years because they can't make it. So.
Yeah.
And it's like a weird show about, like, it's a cartoon about some housewife. Like, it's like, I don't know why the show's been on so long. Yeah, 30 odd years longer than The Simpsons.
Oh, wow, yeah. Yeah. Is The Simpsons still the longest running show?
It was. This one now is the
okay.
cartoon show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the
That's
longest running
cool.
TV show.
We don't need to know this.
Well, it's you have animated and you have TV. I think it was a Western from like the 50s or something.
Bonanza was for a long time.
40s. No, it wasn't Bonanza.
No, Gunsmoke. Is it Gunsmoke?
Yeah.
I don't know why I said Bonanza. Strike that from the record.
Yeah, but dude,
My dad made me watch
Gunsmoke.
Gunsmoke. I was so bored.
I never watched Gunsmoke. I don't like westerns.
I know, I never liked... My dad loved westerns. So when he went to, like, my papa's house, we ended up watching westerns or football. So I was in hell.
Yeah, I took care of a gay guy for many years, and he loved fucking westerns. He just liked cowboys. He liked looking at cowboys.
Wait, this guy's name was Matt Dillon.
No, his name was George.
No, in the show, Matt Dillon.
Oh, yeah, Marshall Matt Dillon.
I wonder if Matt Dillon ever watched this and was like, hey, that's me. That's my name.
No, I'm sure he's never heard before.
Poor Matt Dillon. Where is he right now? What is he doing? What's he up to?
He was doing some stuff before all the time, and he was working.
I know he was in that big movie that people were really pissed off about. The something about the house that Joe built or something.
Joe built?
The house that Jack built. Sorry, Joe.
Oh,
I meant
yeah,
Jack.
I don't know. He was in a big movie.
Oh, he's in Capone. They completed it. He's in Capone. About Al Capone.
I was just reading a story about
Tom Hardy. What? They have Tom Hardy playing Al Capone.
Yeah, we'll see how it works out.
Wow, that's coming out soon.
I happen to like Josh Trank a lot, and I think that he's a great director. But,
Yeah.
He's had some problems, so we'll see what his movie's like.
Yeah, he looks like a douchebag. Like, he has a really douchey picture on IMDb.
Well, he is one of those people that is very temperamental.
Ew, it did Fantastic Four. That's a shit film.
Well, he's like that, and he and Matt Vaughn are like contemporaries, and they both kind of have the same personality profile. Vaughn plays ball a little easier than Josh is.
Oh, Chronicle.
More,
He directed Chronicle.
yeah, Chronicle.
Right.
Chronicle.
And then they're like, hey,
And he's,
do Fantastic Four. He's like, all right.
yeah, and he's like, okay. He's like, cool. You saw my
Sure.
movie, right? And they're like, yeah.
Right.
Well, this is how I want to make it. And they're like, okay, go for it. So we started making the movie like in a Chronicle style, and they were like, and they panicked and were like, no. So they kept trying to change everything. He's like, no, we've already done all this stuff. Like, why are we gonna change everything? And they're like, fine, let's just get the fuck out of here and we'll just do it ourselves. So they just kicked him off the movie, and when else coming in, he especially, and it just turned into a huge mess. So I actually don't have too much of a problem with that Fantastic Four movie. I like the people in it. I think the casting was pretty good, but you could tell that you could see remnants of like his version in there, and then you can see where they made into something else. And of course, that's going to end up being a terrible movie because you got to, you got to have a vision, commit to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Josh Trank got sort of the bad end of the stick of that because he is an independent movie director. He's not like a studio guy. I think he tried.
Yeah.
To do that and just wasn't like prepared for the bullshit that he had to go through. And Fox with their Marvel movies was sort of a disarray, and I think it was a really bad experience for him. I felt bad because he's a good director. He's strong. He's just young, and I think Matt Vaughn got him on the set, and was sort of his patron there, and I think he felt a little burnt by that too. And but Matt doesn't just seem to get a lot more leeway creatively. He seems to have a little more of a grasp on video politics. I think that he gets a little bit more action, even though he still does. I think his main gist now is Kingsman. But he's made some pretty good movies. He made Kick-Ass and made Exit First Class. And, he's done some good movies.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens with Capone. Because now it's going to be at home, and we'll see. I think Josh Trank feels like a slap in the face of the movie theaters, but what theaters?
Yeah.
Nobody's going to go see it. And right now, you stand to make a lot more money doing it this way.
Mm-hmm.
And what's good too is like I was looking at Universal because they're like, oh, we're going to put all the movies out, our first release out on VOD now, and charge you $20 to rent them. It's fine if you get 20. If you want to pay $20, it's the same thing as going to a movie $20.
This is the perfect economy for that.
Well, you think so, right? And so they
No.
but the movies they're putting out, movies they're putting out are movies no one cares about. So it's like those movies wouldn't have made any money with either. I think the only exception is probably Trolls, which was setting up to be a huge movie for them.
What?
And yeah, like the first one was gigantic, and so like
wasn't there a second one?
Yeah. And
would this be the third?
It was in theaters for like a week and a half or something, and then everything shut down, so they put it out on VOD, and it killed, like it murdered, like it was huge, and because it was pretty much the only legitimate like release, I guess, legitimate, I suppose, in terms of that people were actually going to go see it anyway, and so then when it came on video, on VOD, people were like, yeah, we want to see that shit, and so they bought it. And they made over $100 million. So that's pretty good.
But this is interesting to see because like Disney came out with their what do you call it, the streaming app, and then also HBO, did their a la carte thing, and a lot of these different companies were seemingly preparing for a situation such as this. It seems that way. If you look at it a certain way, you see that CEOs seem to know a little bit more about what's going on than the rest of us.
Well, I mean, there's that, but it's also the time of the year when you do that kind of stuff. Because you're not in, basically Disney launched in December, HBO is launching this month.
And Bob Iger resigned amongst a lot of other resignations of CEOs. Oh shit!
And then he came back, and so it's. But this is the time of the year when you would do that. You would do this in this sort of January.
But it's been a thing that, like, even when I was reading the Hollywood Reporter, when they gave it to me, they just stopped giving it to me apparently. But when I got it, and I would read about what was happening in Hollywood and stuff, and all of the bigwigs, they would say that they're preparing for a streaming kind of era, like an era of things are going to be at home.
Why not? Because because people aren't.
It's just multiple agendas kind of happening at the same time. It's kind of interesting to see.
Coincidental. Because
no, I don't believe in any coincidence.
But this is the time of the year when you would do that.
It's not just now. It's just this was before now.
No, it's right now.
No, HBO went a la carte a while ago.
HBO went a la carte, but HBO Max is starting this month.
And CBS went a la carte. They went to All Access.
CBS All Access started in August of last year.
Yeah, it's been a while.
And they're primarily for TV shows. Because so every station does it. I mean, NBC had Hulu for a long time. And Netflix has their thing with their deals.
I feel like WB or UPN and WB or whatever CW did this like before anyone, like because they had this whole website where you could watch all of this content, and then they actually did like original content at the same time, and they had like all these web only things.
It was called CW Seed.
Yeah, CW Seed.
And I mean Netflix sort of started all this business, and Prime got into their video business and figured out a different model, so they became the big two. And then Hulu was there sort of as a dark stepchild, handling all the NBC shows and a little bit of Disney content, and a lot of TV shows, and then they got bought up by Disney, and now here they are. So you have the big three: Hulu, Netflix, Prime. And then you have sort of Disney sort of stepping up. But I honestly think, because now what's happening is, I just got new television, right? My own died.
Oh.
And I know it's sad, but just to like a smart TV, right? So, but now it's got all these things already, all the apps already installed on it. So it's got Prime, Netflix, Hulu, Disney, YouTube / Google, CBS, all the other ones. It's just becoming like cable television now. It's sort of moving away from what it should have been, which is, it really should be free access to all this information. Via like YouTube. YouTube has their own paid.
Oh, YouTube has their own issues right now with censorship, banning stuff.
Yes and no. I mean, the people that are getting banned probably should be.
Nobody should be banned. Nobody should be banned.
Well, you should have.
The-
If your information is harming people,
It's not harming people.
if it's creating misinformation,
Then you could say that about the New York Times and all of these other outlets that have done that over the years.
Absolutely.
So they should be banned. There should be no Washington Post, and there should be no New York Times then, in that respect.
Well, I would say in terms
And no
of,
CNN, because CNN lies lots and lied us into wars.
Editorial content, I would say absolutely. If our news content,
But if you're watching, say, David Icke, and you actually believe everything he's saying, says more about you than him, because you're not very smart. You don't have critical thinking skills. And people should be able to discern for themselves what they believe and what they don't believe.
But they can.
You can't take it too far, though, because once you take it to that level, then you can do it to anything.
But what you can do,
You can wipe the web of everything that you think is misinformation.
I've had videos taken down from YouTube too in the old days, and I saw other people's videos.
Well, before it was like copyright, and copyright's really big now too. Like copyright strikes everywhere.
It's not just copyright, but it was just in terms of other things. So, somebody might flag it for something and then it get taken down.
Yeah.
But I was always able to contact YouTube to put it back up. And that was because they have. It's not a person that's looking at these things and saying, okay, take it down. It's an algorithm that looks at it and it hits certain key points.
It is at a point. There's
this kind of content in it. Let's take it down. And so if it gets taken
But who
down,
decide? That's the thing. Is this was in the Event 201 exercise from 2019.
Someone who owns the content. If you own the content, you can contact YouTube and say, hey, I think this.
No, I know that. I've heard about that.
And they'll look at it and say, well, it's happened. And you can look at it and they'll look at it and say, okay, you're right. It got taken down automatically. We're sorry about that. Now we have a human being look at it.
But the thing about that is Event 201, the pandemic exercise from October 18, 2019 from Johns Hopkins University, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and the World Economic Forum put it on, and it was in New York City. And in that segment 4 of that really long saga was the misinformation and disinformation section, where they were saying, one, they could shut down the internet, but they don't want to do that because that's going to be really dicey. And how are they going to get all of the health information, public health information out and all this stuff, which is basically just, we want to get our propaganda out there before everybody else. And then if anybody else wants to go against our propaganda, they even mention, if somebody said it was a planned event or whatever in this scenario, if the CDC, the guy who was the director general of the CDC in China was there, and he said, the actual guy, and he said, what if they say it comes out of a lab or whatever? And now we're seeing that happen all over the place, where everybody's talking about the Wuhan Institute of Virology possibly being where this was originally from. And he says, we got to crack down on that. We got to make sure that everybody knows that that's not true, and the conspiracy theorists and all this stuff. And they have prepared all of this information, all of this stuff, all of these tactics, and including Google and telling Google what to do. And Google already is kind of under China's thumb at the moment, because China was contacting Google a while back to say, hey, our search engine, we want to censor some stuff. And they're like, okay, fine. So there have been relationships between Google and China, and a lot of these companies and China, including the WHO, which took orders from China, and that's why this virus spread as wide as it did, because it was not contained, because the information was suppressed, because Taiwan warned them on December 31st, 2019, that it was a human-to-human transmission of the virus. But then China was like, fuck you, and told WHO, hey, don't say anything about that. And then WHO was like, okay, well, it's not gonna be transferred human-human. And they put out a tweet, I think it was on January 19th. And then on January 21st, they were alleged to have had a call, but then they said they didn't have a call. No. Wait, on the January 21st was when they realized that it was human-to-human transmission, which is exactly what and the virus itself, some people are saying they had symptoms way earlier than released. That info was released, so we don't know how long it's been around for real. Probably past earlier than December, for all we know. So it's just really interesting seeing all of the connections of these entities and stuff, and how one cleans the other, and like the Bill Gates situation, and how they've weaponized that info into a right-wing conspiracy kind of thing, again, because they want. The thing is, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has a lot of tentacles throughout the media, and have bought the media in many ways, and have given grants to certain places like NPR.
Wait. Is this a YouTube video thing? Because that wasn't in my list of stuff you sent.
No, but this is information that I learned through a video on NPR where they were talking about vaccines. I don't know. Shit. Stand by. God damn it. Oh, this is so annoying. I hate this phone right now. Even then, I reactivated this damn thing, and it's still fucking up and only doing like 30 minutes for a call. Just when it feels like it. I guess because it got too serious, because I'm talking about Bill Gates, and the government's like, ha. But, because I was talking to my mother for like an hour and a half almost. But nah, let's cut my call at 30 minutes. Seems fair. Yeah, 30 minutes exactly. That's hilarious. Okay, anyway. I was worried about that happening too. Okay, so there was an NPR video where they were discussing the vaccines in one of these countries. I think it was somewhere in Africa. And they had to do a disclaimer saying, oh yeah, and one of our grantees is the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, just so you know, blah, blah, blah. Because they have to say. So it's all publicly available information online that you can find of these connections, like the connection between, like if you look at the remdesivir and what they were saying about that drug, and how that drug is connected to China through a patent that they applied for at the Wuhan Institute of Virology. There's that again. They applied for a patent for the drug in 2016. It was never given. And now they're trying to get the drug again. And Gilead Sciences, which is the pharmaceutical company behind that drug, is also the pharmaceutical company that Donald Rumsfeld was the chairman of for several years, from 1997 to 2001, when he became the Secretary of Defense. And then he, transferred everything over to the 9/11 situation. And worked on that sort of thing, and the wars in Iraq and everything. So he made a lot of money off of a lot of drugs that were sold.
Do you go out of the house at all anymore?
Yes, I take out the trash. I went for a walk a few days ago, and I go like hang outside for a minute, but I don't wear any masks or anything like that. I've been very good about sticking to that. When I told you that was never going to happen. Still hasn't.
That's again, your Georgia poking out right there. That's good. It's good.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Ignorance, pretty much. Ignorance and
what the
these
fuck?
people standing on the corner. No, it's Georgia, man. Georgia.
Don't call me ignorant. Who the hell are
but
you?
You are. Because you are.
No, I'm not.
You're listening to questions.
I pay attention to everything.
You're watching YouTube all day long.
No, I'm not.
You're not wearing a mask for some stupid reason, and it doesn't really hurt.
Yeah, because I don't want to. And I don't have it. Even if I don't even have it, so it doesn't even matter. Not everybody has a fucking mask.
You don't wear it because you don't have it, and you don't want to get one, or because you really don't want to wear one?
Both, because I don't want to be forced to do something I don't want to do. That doesn't even help anything. It's not even beneficial. They even said in the beginning that, you don't have to wear a mask if you're not symptomatic. They said that for so long.
In the beginning, yes. In the beginning.
Because they wanted it to spread.
Because it became evident. Now remember, you're Ralph's. Okay, you're Ralph's.
I know about my Ralphs. Thank you very much.
Positive COVID cases.
21, actually.
All right.
21.
Now you've been in
I've done the research.
Okay. You've been in that Ralph's.
Not recently, but yeah, I have.
You were at the time those people would have been symptomatic. Or not contagious, right? So they were there while you were there. They touched things, they breathe the air, you breathe the air. So you could have that virus inside of you right now.
I don't.
Okay? You haven't gotten tested.
I don't want to get tested. Nobody should have to get tested if they don't want to.
So you can have it in you right now.
I don't care.
It could be dormant in you for 2 months. Okay.
I'm pretty sure I already had it, so I don't really care.
So, well, but you don't know that. So if you went out, if you had it in your body right now, and you went outside without your mask, and you breathe on somebody else,
I don't give a fuck. I already told you all this stuff. I'm not gonna go back into it again.
If they breathe your air up to 3
Everybody
hours
breathes the
after
same
you went
air.
out,
You can't take the air out of the equation.
But if you have your mask on,
If you have your mask on, you have all those dirty particles all over your fucking face, and then you like adjust the mask, and you have a glove on. You spread that shit everywhere.
then you go home and you wash your face. Okay, you can do that. That's within your control.
They want people in here. They want people to play golf with a fucking mask on.
Wait, they who?
The government, this LA City Council, whoever the fuck is in charge, because it ain't this empty suit.
How about just your average fellow citizen? Well, that has nothing to do with the government.
Nobody asks them. Nobody asked them. We didn't get to vote on any of this shit. It's just tyranny.
It's because if people want to vote, they
It's
make the wrong
tyranny.
decision every time, because they do.
It's
not
fascism.
tyranny, there's your Georgia.
If you want to support fascism, go ahead and do it. I'm not going to.
not supporting
I will never support government control, medical martial law. I'm not that kind of person.
This is your Georgia coming out right now.
Fuck off with your Georgia shit.
But
I will
this is
end
true.
this fucking show.
That's fine. You can do that because that's what they do. When they don't want to
They.
hear what you have to say,
You say
that's
they,
fine.
I say they. I'm
Well,
talking
you don't
about
wanna hear the word.
I'm talking about
You
the
don't wanna
actual
hear
they, the people who are pitting everybody against each other,
I'm really
who are
worried
doing
about
divide
you.
and conquer.
You sound like one of these lunatics that grows a long beard that's 2 feet long in their house and doesn't shower for 5 weeks
What the fuck?
and is sitting there watching Fox News or whatever.
You must
they
be
watch.
watching a lot of CNN and CBS and shit right
No,
now
no,
because
I don't-
you
I
are
don't watch-
speaking
I
like
don't
the
watch-
government.
I don't watch any of these right now.
You are
watch
buying
none of
into their shit, and I'm not. I'm just not going to do it,
No,
and
because
it's all
the way
planned.
The way I look at it is that
They're-
if I can help
They're
protect-
trying to take our all the
They're not
privileges
taking-
that we
no,
have
but
away.
No, they're not.
Yes,
No.
they are. That's the whole
In fact,
agenda.
right now, the government of California is trying to figure out a way to give those privileges back.
No, they're not, because
Right.
they're still taking away our right to not have to wear a
Okay,
mask
okay,
and
well,
not
okay,
have
why are
to
they taking- what- okay,
stay
what
6 feet
rights-
away from
what-
each other. So
what
they're trying to
rights
keep
are they-
us away
what-
from each other
What
so that we're
rights are they
socially
taking
distant.
away? What rights are they taking away? Name a right that they've taken away.
We don't have rights. I'm not going to say they're taking rights away because we don't have them.
Okay, so how does that even make any sense?
They're taking privileges that we have enjoyed.
So why are
They want to come into our house and take us out of our house and give us a test, and they want to have control over our own bodies.
Wait, whoa.
Well, that's what the Trace Act is. That's what the Trace Act is.
Where did you hear
I told
that
you
they're
about
taking us
that.
out of the house?
The HR 6666 is
Right,
that bill.
But that's not that. Okay, it's a bill, but it's not a law. It probably won't ever be a law.
Well, we don't know
So
that.
what-
We don't
so
know how
you're
far
saying-
they're going to take this shit.
Well, but you're saying
Even
right
Dr.
now-
Fauci is in fucking quarantine right now for 14 days because he
Right, because he just got exposed to everybody because those people will fucking wear their masks, right?
didn't wear a mask. Are you fucking kidding me? He's never worn a mask.
No,
I've never seen him in
I
a
know
fucking
he doesn't wear a
mask.
mask, and he absolutely
Don't
shouldn't
fucking
be
say
wearing a
that. Don't act like he's like the best guy in this whole situation. He hasn't worn a mask the whole time. Our dude, our fucking Garcetti guy, never wears a mask when he does his little press conferences alone in a fucking room with a fucking dude or chick doing like sign language for people. He doesn't do it at home, and he tells us to stay at home all the time. He doesn't do it himself. He's always out and about. All of these fucking governors are all out and about. Gavin Newsom, Andrew Cuomo, who exposed himself to shit. Like, they don't even follow their own rules.
But so what are you saying? So they should be at home? And they should be wearing masks?
I'm saying if it was a big deal, they would be at home. If it was as big a deal as they say it is, and if that were the thing that was taking care of everything, then they would be. But there's not any real data to suggest that that's the right thing to do or that it makes any damn difference.
Well, no, because it's a whole new thing. But when you're saying something like, we don't know, but here's the best course of action.
They didn't say that. They said, hey, safer at home. You're
That's-
safer at home.
They said the best course of action is to stay home.
Because they were told to by the head government. The federal government told them to do that. Fauci's people. Fauci's connected to the Wuhan Institute of Virology as well because he gave
Of course he is, because
$7 million
he's
to bat research, to fucking gain of function shit that shouldn't be done, that is very dangerous, because a leak can occur.
Are you going off this pandemic thing? Because please don't like that.
What?
Are you going off this pandemic video, this YouTube video?
I'm going off of actual information, factual information.
From where? I think I lost you.
Let me get the fucking article. I originally saw it in Newsweek, but there was a research project that was linked in the article that is very full of scientific jargon. But basically the thing is, he had given all of his money under the Obama administration and the Trump administration. So people who are using this for the pandemic fucking situation are still full of shit because they're doing confirmation bias and they're saying, oh, it's all Obama, Obama, Obama. And it's actually both administrations. It's not just one administration.
It's not just Obama.
It's not even to do with Trump or Obama because they don't have any control over that. They don't control that.
No, everybody's been implicit in this kind of stuff.
I know, and it's so above that shit. I can't find the actual thing. I just shared it.
Fauci would be involved with Wuhan because Wuhan's a pretty much a leading.
And also, it had
laboratory and viral experiment.
It had that partnership,
so, yeah, of course he would be.
And it had a partnership with the WHO as well. Before that, with funding from them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And this is stuff I already knew. I knew that in January.
It all makes sense, though. See, I don't see a conspiracy there. I see that it all makes sense. Because why wouldn't all of these people and entities be connected in the first place?
In 2019, with the backing of the NIAID, the National Institutes of Health committed $3.7 million over 6 years for research that included some gain-of-function work. The program followed another $3.7 million 5-year project for collecting and studying bat coronaviruses, which ended in 2019, bringing the total to $7.4 million. And many scientists have criticized gain-of-function research, which involves manipulating viruses in the lab to explore their potential for infecting humans because it creates a risk of starting a pandemic from accidental release.
Yeah, that makes sense as well.
And that is what fucking happened. And then he said...
maybe that's what happened.
He said... we do have a pandemic unless you go with the hoax thing.
You don't know if that's the
But that's what I'm saying. But then Dr. Fauci didn't respond to requests for comment, and the NIH responded with a statement that said, in part, most emerging human viruses come from wildlife, and these represent a significant threat to public health and biosecurity in the U.S. and globally, as demonstrated by the SARS epidemic of 2002-2003 and the current COVID-19 pandemic. Scientific research indicates that there is no evidence that suggests the virus was created in a laboratory. Of course, they're going to say that because they don't want to be put into that position. And then the first part began in 2014.
My thinking is that if I'm going to dip into your waters a little bit,
the real waters. Okay.
No, my thinking would be that no, it was not created in a lab, but it might have been being studied in a lab and might have gotten out that way.
Well, that's what the government says.
Right.
That's what the government officials.
You're saying created in a lab and escaping from a lab are two different things.
But there is a situation in which the government, for a very long period of time, has been using laboratories and doing research since 2000. And one before 9/11 and the anthrax thing. They had the anthrax. They released that. That was basically proven. And DARPA is actually working to... I don't want to get into DARPA, but there's a whole series of articles on that in Whitney Webb's work at the Last American Vagabond, where she...
What's that?
It's a website where she... You would not like this website.
YouTube thing?
No, fuck. It's a fucking article. It's a 20-minute article that I can't get into because it's fucking intense. But there's a lot of information about DARPA and what they're doing in the new technology. You know, like this robot thing, like in Singapore that everybody was talking about from Boston Dynamics. So they used that robot that they created, which looks a lot like the robots in the Black Mirror episode. And they put that on the streets and are keeping people 6 feet apart by having it yell at people, hey, stop, you're too close to each other, da da da, and do this and do that, and telling them what to do. And it's yellow, and it has a camera, and it's basically surveilling the city, and it's really creepy. And it like follows them. It's like there's a video of it that was circulating that I originally saw from Glenn Greenwald, so I looked into it a little more. The Straits Times was the original source.
The what now?
Straits Times is the original source. Yes.
What is that?
That's the original source of this information.
No, I mean, what is that organization?
Straits Times is a newspaper in... Hold on. I never know where they are.
You should know these things. You should know where you're getting your information.
Well, it's a video. It's pretty easy to see that that's an actual thing. And I've seen it before because it's a fucking Boston Dynamics robot. Spot. It's named Spot. And there's plenty of videos on YouTube of the thing being launched and worked on and everything. Gosh, it's hot in here. Are you hot at all?
No.
Well, a bunch of other things picked it up, apparently. Gosh, it's hot. Reuters.
It doesn't really get too hot in here.
It's in Reuters. It's in Boston Dynamics is talking about it. They just released it. What's the other one? globalnews.canada.ca. I don't really care about that one. The Verge. All these different sources. CNET. Technological media people. I wish they had that feature on Twitter. They don't have it anymore, but they used to have it where you could click on the news instead of like, it's like top, latest, people, photos, and videos. But they used to have one that said news, and you could go to news articles. That must have been because they didn't want any misinformation out there or something. They didn't want you to see the...
99% of what you're going to find on Twitter is misinformation.
Yeah.
That's just how it works. So when it gets to a percentage of bullshit versus anything factual.
Well, that's what they plan on, is that everybody's not going to believe anything anymore. They want us to just be suggestible, and there's a bunch of mind experiments, like social engineering going on.
Okay.
That's been happening for a long time, but it's going to be implemented more. It's going to be to a point where we don't know what anything is unless we were there. Like they had that Project Veritas thing I just watched yesterday of it was like the shortest video they've ever done of like an investigation, as they say, of CBS, the morning show that they have, where they had the Michigan hospital, Cherry Health.
Wait, who's investigating this again?
Oh, this was like one of Gayle King's little news segments on her show. And they were in Michigan, and it was like about getting more testing and more funding for this hospital, Cherry Health. And then it turned out, according to these employees, that they had prepared for the news media, which is not news. The thing is, news is fake because they have to create certain circumstances to have the story in the first place. So if they're doing a story, they want to make sure that they have the visuals for that story. So they're going to have fake patients. They're going to have people in a line outside in cars who are actually employees of the health center. The thing that they did wrong is they didn't admit to it in the first place, and they said, oh, this is all misinformation, this isn't true, blah, blah, blah. And then Project Veritas was proven right, and they had to release a statement because of other statements from the workers that, oh, wait, it's actually, we didn't really direct it, but, it happened or whatever. And they had all these press releases where they were contradicting each other. Like one board member was saying that it wasn't what it looked like. And then this other person who was the CEO was saying, oh, yeah, well, we had to, make it right for the news or whatever. And, it wasn't done out of malice or whatever she said. What did she say? She said, like, it was an honest mistake, something like that. I don't know. Just trying to make it like, oh, it was unintentional to have a staged event, but it was for a good reason. It was so that we could get funding, so we can get testing. There's always a good reason to justify those actions. But this isn't the first time this has ever happened. It's just like one of those times where they really handled the PR really badly and looked really a lot worse than Project Veritas, which is already a shitty organization in the first place and very biased and very pro-Trump. But it was a whole mess. So there's a lot of misinformation out there. You just got to keep your head on straight, go outside, take some, get some exercise, come back in. I don't know why the fuck. If I were in charge, I will tell you this. I would not be opening gyms first. I'm telling you that much. Or second, or whenever the fuck they're going to do it. And massage parlors. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to open that and shit until last. That's the last thing I would open. Even after movie theaters, even after concert arenas and shit. No. I would wait for like physical contact shit until the very end. Wouldn't you? Like, how does that make sense? Make it make sense.
Well, I have a friend who runs a salon back home, and she also runs sort of a holistic, I don't want to say massage necessarily, but definitely highly physical therapy for people who have injuries. A lot of the injuries come from veterans, who are injured overseas, or you have people who worked in factories for 30 years who have repetitive motion disorders and things that they're in pain over. And since this started, she can't service them. So they are in an inordinate amount of pain because they're used to this regular physical therapy, basically, that she gives them. Even though she's not a doctor, she does these, she's a trained massage therapist or whatever, and she has certain techniques that she uses, products that she uses to help these guys and girls, get through their cancer pain or things like that. And right now it's not available to them. And for a lot of them, it was the only way that they could find any sort of pain relief without taking massive amounts of muscle relaxers or narcotic drugs that would to rob another piece of their life from them. So they need her to come back. Because in her case, the massage, the physical interaction with these people is medicinal. And even though it's not recognized as medicine, because, obviously the healthcare industry would rather have you buy a drug, at $500 a pill, than go to a therapist, a massage therapist, who for $50 a month.
And they don't want you to heal. They're
never going to heal. That's the thing about the people. They're never going to heal, but they can get some relief, and without drugs. And so that's where they go to her. So she's shut down, and it's her business. She owns the building. She owns the company. She owns everything. So she's had a hard time getting the small business loans because they haven't been going to actual small businesses. She's been a hard time. Being able to take care of the people that work for her, because she can't afford to keep up paying them when they're not bringing in income. So she's desperate for that to open up again. And, and I know her that she's actually holding off because they said that she could, because she's in San Bernardino County. So San Bernardino, Riverside County are like, dude, open up. Like, go ahead. It's fine.
I mean, there's a lot of counties. Like, people don't realize how many counties are in LA and Orange County and everything. Like,
right. Well, San Bernardino, Riverside County are pretty big. San Bernardino County is the biggest county in the United States of America. It's bigger than 5 Rhode Islands. It's a huge area. And then Riverside County is about half that size, but it's pretty sizable in terms of population. And they're telling people today, like this over the past few days, everything is open. We're not going to try to shut you down. We're going to do your thing. So she's like, I'm not opening up. She has your opinion, even though it's affecting her business and her clients. She's saying, I'm not going to do that. I don't think it's time to be in that close of proximity yet. She's like, and now she has managed since the beginning of this to find a little bit of money from unemployment and from the small business loan. Right? She's managed to get those things secured.
The PPP thing?
I don't think it's the San Bernardino County version of that.
Oh, okay.
So it's not the federal version of it. It's like county version, and then there's a state version kicking in. Something to help her out. So that's good for her because she's a good person, and she is doing something good for people. But even she, as desperate as she is following in line with what you're saying, and that she doesn't feel that it's okay to open up those businesses just yet. So I would take the word of somebody who is literally desperate for that.
Yeah.
That permission, and is choosing not to go along with it for fear of perpetuating this business that we're going through right now. So I agree with you. I think that these physical things should be the last to open up, but I also think there should be a little more emphasis on the medicinal side of these things to realize that it's not just a massage parlor. Mm-hmm. It's not just, I know people that...
I don't mean it like that, yeah.
Well, I know people that need to go to a pedicurist, right, to a nail salon.
Yeah.
To get their toenails cut because they're diabetic and can't feel their feet.
Yeah.
So they need to go once or twice a month to a nail salon, and the ladies there, file down their nails and keep their feet clean. Those people can't get that done right now. So that's put their health in danger as well. So there needs to be...
There's so many health issues.
Right. There needs to be some sort of compromise where I understand the alarmist side of opening up massage parlors, let's say, or hair salons. I also understand there's a whole different world of people that function in those worlds that need those things to get by medically.
I agree.
Now, granted, a lot of these people are older, right? A lot of these people are infirmed already, so they're exactly the kind of people that these people at Huntington Beach that gather out there and spread the virus amongst themselves and then go home and spread it to their families. They don't care about those old people. They look at it and say, well, this thing has a 99% survival rate, so why should we not wear a mask in Trader Joe's? Because what the fuck do we care? I'm healthy. I know I may have it on me. I don't care because it's 99%.
But if you're afraid of everything, then you get nothing done. Like, that's the thing. You will die eventually. Everyone dies.
Yes, people do die. 99% of the people will live through this. But if you
doesn't mean it doesn't mean people who are against this stuff don't care. They just care about their
they just care about themselves.
They care about the ability for other people to function in a society more.
But they don't, because the thing is that if they bring home to their family,
I personally do.
If they bring that virus home to somebody else,
not everybody has family with them.
But it doesn't matter. You are out and about.
It does matter because you are literally saying that tattletales, that we have snitches get rewards and like people can do whatever they want.
No, because what you're saying is
they can tell on your neighbor, just do the Nazi thing of
that your rights are more important.
I'm saying our rights, not my rights.
No, it has nothing to do with
our human rights.
Your argument has nothing to do with our.
Yes, it does, because you have the right to freedom of movement. That's what you have a right to as a human being. If you cannot go outside without putting something on your face, you don't have the right to freedom of movement.
Yes, you do.
It has been impeded. Your progress has been impeded.
If you want to function as a member of society, then you follow the rules.
The rules are made by people who put you in this position in the first place. The rules are made for the people who sent us to war in Iraq. The rules were made from the people who started 9/11. And the rules were made for people who are literally killing people overseas right now with our money. They're literally killing people.
That makes no sense.
Wars are happening still. There's no ceasefire.
Does the person
for a pandemic. There's always a war.
Listen. Does the person shopping next to you in Ralph's start a war? Did they send anybody overseas to kill them? Did they do anything to oppress you? No.
But our oppressors are the problem, not us.
Okay, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about your responsibility.
The oppressor put us in this position, and now we are going against each other, and I don't like it. We should not be putting throwing each other under the bus.
Elle, you're an oppressor.
I'm not an oppressor.
Yes, no, you are. You're an oppressor. Because if you bring that virus...
Don't fucking tell me what to do, and don't fucking guilt me into doing shit. That makes me not want to do it even more.
See, that's the thing, is that when people hear something counter to their narrative...
It's not a narrative. Freedom of movement is a thing. It's a fucking thing that humans have.
No one's restricting your freedom of movement.
Yes, they are. They're saying you have to wear this to go here, you have to do this to do... And then when does it end? It's temperature checks, it's contact tracing, it's ID, like... connected to vaccines and shit. Like, that's the world I don't want to live in. None of us want to live in this fucking world, and we should be resisting it.
You know what? Then don't. That's also your option.
I don't. I don't acknowledge it. And to not acknowledge it is not to oppress anyone else. It's to acknowledge our ability to move around without anyone. They are. If they're going into your fucking house and they're trying to get you to test something. To get you tested.
Someone knocked on your door and came in your house?
If that happens, that's what's going to... That's how it ends. It ends with... Tyranny begins and ends with us being fucked.
Let's deal with the reality of the world.
The reality of the world is that we didn't have anything like this 2 months ago, 3 months ago. None of this shit existed, and now we have to deal with it. And now we're in a dystopia. And now we're in the dystopia that they've created, and now we're going to merge with AI. They're going to merge us with AI, and they're going to oppress the robots after us.
Now we're talking about what could happen. Let's talk about
That's not what could happen. It's what they're planning. It's what the cryptocurrency chip is about. It's what everything's about.
Elle, you're going... How long's your beard right now? How long is your beard?
All right, we're going to wrap everything up because it's hot as hell, and I have to pee. And this has been wonderful, as always.
Look,
I love you so much.
I'm going to be dead serious right now.
You've called me ignorant several times, but that's fine.
I know, and you are,
You're clearly brainwashed by a lot of sources.
I want you to hear me, okay? I care about you. I want you to be okay.
I am okay.
Listen. No, you're not. I want the people
yes, I
around
am.
you to be... No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
I want the people around you to be okay.
Everyone is okay. And if people die, they die. That's the fucking world we live in. There's plenty of things to die from. There's shit that's being, like, put out there in like, our air that we don't even know about. In our water that we don't even know about.
Here's what I want you to do. Okay? Please.
No, I won't.
Listen.
If it's doing what you tell me, no.
Don't go onto YouTube for a full week. Okay? Just don't look at it.
I look at other things on YouTube, entertainment shit.
No, don't.
Don't tell me what to fucking do. I don't tell you what to do. I don't give you shit about anything that you do. I don't say anything about your point of view.
You might say so, but you can't because you can't argue my point of view. My point of view is very rational.
Because your point of view is not rational. Mine is rational. Freedom of movement is rational.
No, yours is not rational at all. It's not.
Yes, it is.
It's actually
you literally are gaslighting.
No, I'm not.
I have information about everything that I'm talking about. I don't just speak out of my ass.
You have a narrative, and then you.
It's not. Everybody has a narrative. They have a narrative. The Twitter has a narrative. Social media has a narrative. Everybody's got a fucking narrative. Give me a break.
Is that okay for them to?
We have a narrative compared to other people about our own lives. Like, we are never the villain in our own lives. And we can be the worst person in the world, but we have justifications for our behavior. That's human reality.
I'll admit that in a minute.
I'll admit that I've been a villain, but most people wouldn't because they don't see it that way. They don't see themselves as the problem. But we are the problem.
Right, but
and the giant meteor should come and wipe us out.
But you're not seeing yourself as the problem right now. Right?
I'm a problem in many ways, but not in this way. I'm not trying to be a solution or a problem. I'm trying to resist the fake solution presented to me. That's not based on data because we don't have any complete data. We don't even have complete data, and you're giving me shit about going outside and shit. I don't fucking care. We have to go outside. Eventually. We have immune systems we have to build up. We can't stay in our house forever because we'll die when we go outside because we won't have an immune system. So we'll be more susceptible to that.
Now, see, that's crazy talk, too. Of course you're going to have an immune system. There are things in your house that give you an immune system. There are exposure to other things that give you an immune system. Your house is not hermetically sealed and sterilized. There's still germs and things getting into your house. You're still building up an immune system just by being
But not as well as if you were freely moving outdoors. I can't. I gotta go to the bathroom. We're gonna wrap it up.
All right. Well, look, seriously.
I really have to pee.
Okay, stop.
I have been taking care of myself. I have been taking care of myself, and I have multivitamins and everything too.
Do something creative.
I am doing creative stuff. I'm trying to learn guitar. I'm trying to learn guitar. But it's too hot nowadays for me to pick up the guitar, so I've been putting it off. But I keep strumming it and saying that counts, but it doesn't.
Now, see, I like that. I like that you're learning guitar. That's something that's definite. It's something that's real. It's something that's right in front of you.
I am doing real shit. I miss seeing squirrels outside too, and I want to go outside and have another walk one of these days when it's not hot as fuck, and then enjoy my surroundings.
You can do that today.
Peaceful serenity that we never had. I can do that today. I saw a taco place too. They have a new vegan taco place. It's like $3.45 for a taco. I don't do tacos, but damn, that's a good price. I'll have to say.
That's where we went the last time?
No, this is a new place. It's like on Sunset.
That place was really good.
It's on Sunset. Yeah, that was a good place. But like this one had like vegan shit like on the menu. Couldn't go in obviously, but you know, it was nice.
Well, call them up and go pick it up.
No, they don't have that. They're not on the things. I don't remember I'm not gonna lie. I don't remember the name of the fucking restaurant. Taco something. So I don't know how to find it anyway. I didn't write it down or anything, or put it on my phone.
My suggestion is call them up and see if they do that, and then go get some tacos.
Well, I don't know their fucking name anymore. Something with an M. Taco Beno.
Oh.
I don't know.
Go walk out there and see the name of it.
Yeah, it's not too far. It's like down the street from Poinsettia.
Alright, so go get yourself some tacos.
Past Martel.
That's there. I'm telling you to do that.
I don't want tacos. I'm not the quesadilla was $3.45. Sorry, I was wrong. The quesadilla, I was like, what the fuck? That's a good fucking price. But I can't go because I don't have a mask. So whatever. And why don't they provide the masks? If you want everyone to wear a mask.
They're not asking you to wear a mask. They think you can tie a bandana.
They do. I don't have a fucking bandana. Not everyone has that shit. But whatever, it's whatever. It's fine.
Well, go get one.
It pisses me off a little bit. Whatever. Anyway, you have a good day. And tell your mother I said hi.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. I already talked to mine.
Okay.
Before the pod.
Take care of yourself, Elle.
This is a great episode. Everybody's going to love it. All the 4 people who watch. Who listen. I'm an asshole. I hate my life. Okay.
No, you don't. You love
Giant Meteor 2020. Oh, yeah. Joe Biden is cooked. That's it.
We'll see.
Oh, he's done. It's going to be Trump. Well, we both know it's going to be Trump. Like, come on now. All right.
Well, no, of course it's going to be Trump. There's no way around that.
That guy has no chance. 2 rapists
No,
walk in a room. Both of them walk out.
We'll see if they get sick, though, because everybody around them is sick now. So.
Either one of those idiots could get sick. They touch enough shit. I mean, for a germaphobe, why does he touch a fucking podium? Whatever. It is what it is. I don't understand them touching the podium when they're telling us about public health information. Why are you touching a fucking podium? Everybody's touching the podium. Everybody's touching the slow spread thing, the sheet that they had. Everybody touched that shit. I'm like, what are you doing?
And now look what's happening. They're all sick.
They're dumb.
You know.
They don't even do what they say they're doing. Whatever. I give it.
Right, exactly. So where's that?
They're hypocrites. Everybody in charge are hypocrites. So we should be on our own. Anyway, bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Thanks for listening. This was a really fun episode. Oh, god damn it. Anyway, have a good day. Have a good year. Stay safe.